Hello, my name is Chris Hill. I'm currently attending Arapahoe Community College of Colorado, and as part of a 3D game design course, I've been tasked with planning, prototyping, and developing a 3D game within Unity. What you're seeing is a project I've been working very hard on for about 7 weeks. In no way am I considering this project completed, but for the requirements of the project, I think it's at a point where it's complete for the class. So, welcome to Decoherence, a 3D first-person, single-player psychological exploration puzzler. The premise kind of goes like this. The idea is that in a relatively feasible future, maybe 10 to 20 years from now, a small underground scientific institution run by rogue astrophysicists slowly gains fame over the course of several years for surfacing their research and discoveries regarding quantum physics and its relativity to our plane of existence. Their experiments and discoveries included plane switching, interdimensional traversal of information, and manipulating space and time in order to achieve non-Euclidean space. They became famous for their Harry Potter room, a room that is measurably slightly larger on the inside than on the outside. Fast forward a few years, some government funding and security, the institution has grown in size, and they are executing more ambitious experiments as part of a top-secret program. While trying to create a stable wormhole large enough for a human to enter, the wormhole collapses within itself and twists the space-time fabric that we once observed. A ripple traveling the speed of light expands out in all directions, even ones we weren't aware of, passing through and redefining the laws of physics. Spaces can phase through each other, timelines are no longer linear, and generally some weird stuff is happening all over the place if you're still alive to observe it. Intro the main character, a 35-year-old male working for a law firm. During the events that take place, now called The Event, he manages to survive and attempts to leave his office building. This proves to be inconceivably hard. The player will be thrown into a world that begins to resemble an empty office building of a law firm, but they will slowly be introduced to non-Euclidean geometry that will require puzzles to be solved in order to continue. The player will be motivated to learn the story of what happened. They will also be motivated to continue moving and exploring to see what monstrosity of space-time they experience next. Yet again, I've gone overboard with the music in this game. I revamped my music switching system, and now I can create 3D triggers that switch the genre. The player can still press the Alt key to seamlessly skip to the next song in the genre. There are 5 genres, with quite a few songs in each of them that fit with that genre. Although there isn't much story present in the game yet, the idea is that the player could find papers, newspapers, and computer screens detailing the story in a somewhat chronological order. I just ran out of time to implement something like that. So that's the presentation of decoherence, but how are these effects achieved? This is the part of the presentation where I break the illusion and tell you all the secrets of how the effect was achieved. The basic idea of the illusion is to have two planes, which are tied together. They exist as a pair, and their entrances and exits are shared. When the center of mass of an object, or an object's parented camera, passes halfway through the entrance, the object is instantly teleported to the same relative position on the exit. If the planes are not parallel, meaning, they are rotated in different directions, the objects have to be rotated after teleporting. Of course, it gets more complicated than that, and there's a lot of insane math involved, but that's out of the scope of this presentation. It was difficult to plan out how everything was going to teleport relative to the planes, and it was even more difficult to plan out and program how objects could be carried through the portals. This was a fun project to work on as much as it was difficult to create. I hope you enjoyed Decoherence, and if you have any questions, let me know.